Look on Shane on TV, joined by Chris Millington, so a 0-0 draw. What are your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, disappointed. Another game where we've failed to finish off our chances. I thought there were some real good passages of play, some real good moments, some real good periods of possession. We tweaked the shape obviously to get ourselves a body higher up the pitch and give ourselves more attackers around the box, and we still fell short when it come to sticking the ball in the back of the net. And I think, you know, Dagenham probably not dissimilar. You know, it did certainly look like two teams who were playing without an out-and-out number 9. No disrespect to Jamie Cook. He's worked his socks off. He's had good, you know, coach speak, but you know, penalty box entries. Millie Ali's got into some good areas with the ball. Angelo Capello's been in good areas with the ball. So has Andrew Oluwabori. We've obviously had balls whizzing across the goal, and we've created some really good moments, but not enough. Not enough about our attackers to actually convert any of those good moments. So yeah, it's disappointing, especially when there's so much that's so good about what we're doing, that we've got to find a way to start putting the ball in the back of the net, because games are slipping away now.
Of course, as you mentioned in there, obviously a change in shape, going from a back 3 to a back 4 this evening.
Yeah, I mean, it was always in our thinking to get to a stage in the season and tweak that. We wanted to be well organised and dangerous in the 3-4-3, and we have been at times. But clearly at home, when you've got to take the game to oppositions, there have been a couple of performances where we've sort of huffed and puffed a little bit and not really dominated the game or created any real periods where we've looked like we were on top. So that was the thinking behind it. We wanted to get a body higher up the pitch, and I thought the lads did well. You know, we still looked very solid defensively. The full-back still got forward and supported the attack. We had Angelo in the sort of second striker role, the number 10 role, in the early parts of the game, and he was effective. He was busy. He was getting us on the ball, getting us higher up the pitch. Jamie Cook did what Jamie Cook does. He worked very hard and turned some sort of challenging balls into really good balls for us. So there was a lot about the shape that was positive, but you know, with the extra body higher up the pitch, we should be getting more numbers in the box, and when the ball's flashing across the box like it did on a number of occasions, disappointing to not see Halifax Town shirts flying at it to try and convert it, and that is that's the message to the players after the game.
Of course, in the first half there, both sides will feel they've had plenty of chances, but nothing really too clear-cut for either.
Yeah, I think, I mean, listen, it's fresh, so I'm not 100% certain on what on the actual numbers, but I think we had the better of the first half. I think we had the better of the chances. In fact, I'd argue we had the better of the game. I think Dagenham will be pleased with a pretty solid, pretty well organised away performance. They hurt us a couple of times down their left in the early parts of the first half, but when we got to grips with that rotation and the movement down there, they didn't really hurt us a great deal. And you know, we've had a couple of moments where we've got in the box and the ball's getting stuck under people's feet. They're not getting it out of the feet. They're not getting the shot off, and that's what we've got to be doing. Our forwards do a great job for us out of possession. You know, I would argue that there are the hardest working forwards in the league when it comes to the out of possession side of the game, and they've shown tonight that they can help us build and get us up the pitch. But now we've got to see them putting the ball in the back of the net. They've got to be getting the shot off better, and when the ball goes wide and it's getting delivered across the box, we've got to see them trying to get on the end of it, because it's becoming a really frustrating theme.
Of course, with obviously injuries to players up front, good to be able to see Florent Hottie coming back from injury to make his debut.
Yeah, and listen, this is another aspect that certainly not an excuse, but a fact that, you know, there's disruption to the team. Jamie Cook has been playing with a niggle as well tonight. That's why he had to come off at the stage he did. We've got Luke Summerfield on the bench, not quite 100%, and you know, one or two others playing with things just to get themselves through. So that's a concern, but great to have Flo coming back, and we saw in the first 10 minutes of him coming on how he's going to impact games. He's forward passing, his ball slid through for the forward lads to get on the end of. He's got a shot on him. There was a great shot off the inside right channel where he's just shaped it, and he's just gone wide of the post and just slightly higher the bar. So he's going to impact games. We've got Kane Thompson-Summers, who didn't get on today, but will be ready and raring to go. He's desperate to start his Halifax Town career in earnest. So it's good to have certain players back, but on the flip side, it's disappointing that we're one or two difficulties with some of our players at the moment as well.
Got some positive note, that's back-to-back clean sheets.
Yeah, listen, we want to be a team that wins games. Don't get me wrong, we want to score 3s, 4s, and 5s. Of course we do, but we definitely want to be able to keep clean sheets, and we want to do it in that type of fashion where we've had no shortage of possession tonight. We've had no shortage of good possession in their half. We've had no shortage of balls going into the box, and yet we've still looked solid defensively, and that's the team we want to be. But we want to be the one who finishes off 2 or 3 of those chances and comes away with a good solid home win, and that's what we've got to start to do, because there's no one will question our ability to keep clean sheets and defend in the division, but yeah, people clearly question our ability to finish games off and score goals.
Of course, up next, another home game is Eastleigh visit the Shea on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. Another one that we'll be looking to try and impose ourselves on. We've got to do more to get the victory. We've got to go stronger and harder after the 3 points. We've got to be better on our end product, and there's no shortage of people who can do that. And as a management team, we've got to work incredibly hard to make sure that the current group of players do everything they can to convert some of these chances, and if we can find somebody who can come into the group who we know is going to hit the ground running and do that job for us, then we'll make sure we do that.
Thank you.
Thanks, Luke.